eyes. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to just relax a bit. Come into this state of presence in the body, through the mind. Breathe in. And breathe out. Notice the sensations of the mind, of the body. Where the body's going, what is it telling you? Where the mind is going, what is it telling you? Just try and silence down these thoughts and really connect with that inner warrior, the one who takes any challenge, who likes challenges, who likes battles, who likes stepping out of its comfort zone. And learning something new. And at the same time as you feel that strength and that determination of your warrior, you find your peace. You find your heart calm and tranquil, in peace. Because you know that regardless of whatever battle you go through in life, you'll always come a better version of yourself. And we're going to bow down, right hand down, left hand down. We lean forward, we both say us. We come back, hands together into your heart center. We lean forward and we say namaste. Let's just play with some undulations here. Slide the right hand forward, slide the left hand forward, push the floor away, round the spine as you lean forward. Shoulders align with the wrists. Stretch your right leg back. Stretch your left leg back. Engage through the scapulas. Bring your chin towards your chest and take downward facing dog. Once you find downward facing dog, just allow yourself to really move through it a bit. Roll from side to side. Find the spaces in the body. Slowly lift your heels, bring your chin towards your chest, round the spine forward. As soon as your shoulders align with your wrists, control the sink of the hips. Hips drop, shoulders roll back, chest forward, take a breath in. Exhale, bring your chin towards your chest, round the spine, and come back into down dog. Inhale as we lift the heels, we round the spine. Shoulders align with our wrists and with control. Yeah. And just take your time here. I'm not even going to guide you, okay? I want you to feel free to find the rhythm of the movement. Take maybe 3 more undulations. Yes, perfect, Mom. you find down dog, just stay here for a bit. Bring your feet together. Lift your right foot up high, then you point that foot. Keep your right hip facing down. Bring your left heel towards your butt. Lift your left heel, lift your right heel towards your butt, left heel lifted. As you lean forward, right knee into your chest. Really engage through the shoulder blades and step your right foot outside your left foot. Outside. Yeah. So from here, push the floor away, engage through the scapulas as you lean forward. Don't let the shoulders sink. And try and slide that left foot and step the left foot next to the right. Sink your hips. Roll your shoulders back, sink your chest forward. Bring your hands down onto the floor. Lengthen your legs. And heel toe your feet together. With the knees bent, slowly unroll. Halfway. Send the butt back, chest forward, open your arms, express, expand, sink. And let's just take 3 more of these. At your own pace, at your own time, take it slow. Unroll. Send the butt back, send your chest forward. Expand. And maybe 2 more. And last one. Send it back, open up. Now slowly unroll all the way to the top. Send the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, bring your hands onto your lower back. Find that extension in the spine. And we come back chin to chest. Send the butt back, bend the knees. Sink your chest forward, all the way down. And here, same thing. Push the floor away. Press the hands down, lift the heels. As soon as you lift the heels, slide the right leg all the way back. Engage through the scapulas as much as you can, then slide the left leg back. So find a very strong, powerful plank here. Our shoulders come over our wrists, they pass our wrists, and we take a chaturanga. Make it slow, make it powerful, make it strong. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down. Beautiful. And let's take our rolling vinyasa. So flex your toes. Bring your knees towards your butt. Release the toes. Chin to chest. Send the pelvis down. Unroll vertebra by vertebra. Upward facing dog. Breathe in. And take child's pose here. Unroll and sit onto your heels. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm just going to break down the movements so that you know them, learn them, okay? So this first part is called the dancing dogs. It's an internal rotation, then external rotation, then internal rotation of the hip again, okay? And I'm going to teach you like really the precise little movements because I know you like that, and it's just really what I find very special about the Budokon. Okay, so we're in that down dog position. We're going to lift our right leg, bring it in. We're going to bring our knee towards our right armpit. From here, we're going to bend this left knee, and we're going to pivot onto the back of the foot. So step the foot forward. So why do we do that? Because then the length between the leg and the slide is smaller, and then we also create a solid base. So in Budokon, remember I always say, engage the thighs, keep the knees slightly bent towards the floor, don't touch the floor. we really want to create a solid base. The same thing with the, remember, did I make you sit on my knee, on my thigh, and I said we need this base to be solid. If our knee is in, we're going to lose that battle because it's a matter of kicking someone and you just fall, right? If you don't have that solid base. So the same thing here, we want to create a solid base, work through the mobility, yeah, the range of movements of our joints, right, so that we can find that space. So what I did here was I brought my knee in, I bent my bottom knee, and then I created this pivot. I stepped my foot out, okay? From here, my right knee is going to start sliding forward as my hip drops. And look at this pose. So I'm not sinking, I'm not sitting, right? I'm pushing the floor away. I'm floating off of the floor. I've got this solid base here, right? My shoulders align with my shoulder. It's my wrist. It's not spread out. It's aligned. So from here, it's just a matter of sliding the leg forward, warrior's bridge. So that was an internal rotation, right? Why? Because I'm here, my right hip is going to internally rotate. Internally rotate, okay? Now let's say we didn't create this pivot on the foot. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like, and it happens a lot, okay? So I'm here, bring it in. Where's my base, right? I don't have that base, or something happens here, right? This leg is just lengthened down onto the floor. The base should be created, and it's what creates the stability in the movement, right? So I bring it in, I bend it, I pivot, create that base, I slide. From here, this is warrior's bridge, right? And then I return. Instead of dropping my hip, I create strength, I push the floor away with my hand, and I'm going to bring it back the same way I came in, I'm coming out. Okay, so I'm going to slide my right leg in. The same way I came in, I'm coming out. My right knee now, my left hand is coming down, my right knee is going to transit from my left wrist to my right wrist. I'm going to pivot again onto this left leg. Okay, so left hand comes down, right knee, right wrist, I pivot, I extend right knee, right armpit, and then I begin to open. So this is an external rotation with my right hip. Begin to open, 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 and with control, I sink. And again, warrior's bridge. Look at where we're at here. So that was an external rotation. From here, we're going to do another internal rotation, but this time we're going to land in kind of like a squat, a skandasana. The right foot is going to internally, the right hip is going to internally rotate, and I'm going to step it next to my right hand. So I lift my hip, I place my right hand down, I transit, look, through a side plank. With control, I step my right foot outside my right hand, and I still do that complete rotation with the hip as I sink and come down. Okay, so here I am back in a skandasana, right? Left hand goes back, warrior's bridge. So this is the internal and the external dancing dogs. In the jiu-jitsu and in all these warm-up classes, we get a lot, and you've probably seen it a lot. Yeah, so that's an external rotation, and then there's the internal rotations. You see, my hip is internally rotating. Okay? So these are movements that we do a lot to like warm up in these practices. They work a lot of range of movements, a lot of mobility in our joints. So let's break that down. So I want to see you practice that. And really, it can knot your head up a lot, okay? Especially if you're doing this activity here to really just do the internal, just do the externals. Okay, so let's do an internal rotation together. Find that down dog. Bring your feet together. Slowly lift the right heel towards your butt. Lift your left heel. Bring your right knee towards your right shoulder blade. Bend that left knee. And now pivot onto that left foot. And sink the hip down. Yeah, so we want the shoulder and the wrist to be aligned, the hip and the knee to be aligned, the foot and the knee to be aligned, and we're really floating onto the floor. The left foot is strong, solid, and firm. Now from here, left hand slides forward as you extend the right leg. Lift the hip. Perfect. And we come down with control. We bring the right leg back in. Yeah. Same way we came in, we come out. Left hand comes down. Right knee, right wrist, left knee comes down. Open up. Externally rotate with control. Yes. External, external, external. Drop and sink. With control. The more control you can have here, the best. Yes. Place it down. Perfect, Marta. Sink and circle. Lift the hip up high. Warrior's bridge. Beautiful. Now from here, sink the hip. Come back all the way down. Now we're going to transition through that side plank. Lift with control. With control. Place the right hand down. Bring the right knee up. Place the right foot outside the right hand. Yes, with control, control, control. Perfect. And keep the rotation. Rotating the hip. You found the Skandasana here. Left hand goes back. Adjust the right foot so that you find that solid base. And lift the hip. Yes, well done. Come back down. Circle over that right leg. Come back into down dog. Let's do the other side. Yeah. Just circle forward. Place the hands down. Down dog. Engage. Down dog. Yeah. Perfect. So let's do the same thing other side. You got it. So left foot goes up slowly. Bring the heel towards the butt. Lift the right ankle. Bring the knee into the chest towards your armpit. Lean forward. Bend your right knee. Pivot. So bring it in so that your butt, yeah, so bring that foot. When you pivot, you bring it's literally a hop and you bring the foot forward so that your knee and your ankle are slightly on the same line. Remember, we want that solid base. My God, I am sweating so much. Yeah, pivot. Now, like, give it a hop and step forward. Much better. Much better. Now send the hip low. Bring the hip closer to the wrist. Yeah, there you go. Now from here, right hand, right knee, slide forward, up. Yep. Perfect. Adjust, come back in. Just that back leg. There you go. You got it.
Why is my leg coming in? It should be
exactly.
straight.
Just adjust. It's a matter of you adjusting. So let me show you here, okay? I'm sweating so much. This is insane. I'm here. I bring it in. I'm going to pivot onto this foot, step it forward, and roll it out. Then from here, look, my base is solid, right? I'm going to slide it, adjust if I need, and come up. So the idea is not to create that back bend, it's to create more of like a bridge, more of a like an extension, right? So press the foot down, find your limit, lift, send the hip back if you need, and open up. Slide maybe the leg even further out or further forward. Lift it up, all right? It's all about those teeny tiny adjustments that you make. The toe faces forward. Yeah, much better. Much better. Not forward, but in an angle, yeah? Yes, much better. There you go. Much better. Perfect. There you go, Marta. That's it. You feel the difference, yeah? Now you come back down, sink the hip, bring the leg back in, shoulder and wrist quite aligned. The butt's not touching the floor. Bring it in. Keep the hip low. Keep it low. Keep it low. Place the hand down. The knee transit from one wrist to the other wrist, and we begin to open. Open, open, open. Open up, open up, open up, open up, open up. Yes. Perfect. Slowly with control. Step it back. Slide maybe the right leg even further out. Find that adjustment that you need without letting the hip drop. Okay? And warrior's bridge. Palm faces down. There you go. Come back. Beautiful. Place the hand down. Yes. Transition. Transition through that side plank. Right knee, left foot steps outside the left hand, sorry. Left foot steps outside the left hand. Outside. Outside. Yes. Circle. Circle the hip. Sink the hip. Yes. Warrior's bridge. Nope. Right hand goes back. Perfect. Come back and circle to the front of the mat until you find that lizard and then down dog. You see how much mobility there is there, yeah? All that movement is just full mobility. Perfect. Down dog. All right, so bring the knees down. We're going to do it again. I want you to just think now internal rotation. So let's just play with internal rotations, okay? This is really cool exercise. So internal rotation, we start off with the right leg that comes up. We bring it in. Jump, slide. That was an internal rotation. But I'm going to keep internally rotating my hip, okay? So now my left leg is going to go in, right? Because I want to internally rotate. My left hand goes down, I lift, and I slide. Now my right hip goes in. I'm going to keep that internal rotation. I lift, and I slide. Left hand down, left hip in. Down and in. This is internal rotation. Okay? And I want you to play with that just so you get it. Play with it a bit. This is a lot of work. Huh?
Do you think it's better to do it without the mat?
I like without the mat. But if you,
Okay.
because I feel like I slide more, you know? I feel like the mat just gets in the way sometimes. So remember, we're doing the internal rotations. So think, if you are to start with your right foot, just lift it up. Yes, towards your chest, towards your armpit, pivot on the back leg. Pivot in, point it out. The other side, no, because we're internally rotating. Look, yes. There you go, internally rotating. Slide, slide, slide it out. Slide it out, yep. Place the hip down, warrior's bridge. Okay, so if we were to internally rotate here again, come back down with the hip, what would we do? That would be an external rotation. You see the hip? Think of the hip joint. That's internally rotating. And now if you bring it in and if you open it out, it's externally rotating. We're just doing internal rotations, just an exercise. So that left foot is going to slide in. Left.
I'm having everything on my right side.
Yeah, but we're going to internally rotate that left hip. That's internally. In. in. So lift the hip and step that left foot inwards through your hands. I know it's a challenge, but it's a great exercise. Yes, slide it through. Bend your right knee, sink the hip. There you go. Now, if you were to internally rotate again, what would you do? Think internal rotation. Yes, slide it through. Bend the back knee. Voila. Internally rotate again. Come back down internally. Yes, now start creating more fluidity in this. Then you have to sink the hip, not with your butt up high. So we're playing with this hip movement, yeah, with this hip mobility. Right knee comes in, I sink it in. Now my left knee is going to come in, I slide, bend the right knee, and again, that comes in, I slide it through, lift the hip. Now my base becomes my right leg. My left leg slides in, I bend, I come back up, come back down. My right leg is going to come in, slide it through. And again, come through, slide it through, okay? Yes, perfect, much better. Create more fluidity in the movement. Bend that back knee, yeah, Marta, much better. Yep, that's the idea. So you're going to need that strength to flow through it. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Just get this pattern of movements. It's a pattern of movement and it's really good for your shoulders, for your core, for your hips, for your ankles, for your wrists. Yes, engage, transition, slide it through, adjust. Notice where your body needs adjustment, how you can keep contracting the body or extending through the body. Yes. Much better. Now notice what you can do with that back leg. Go, 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 go. So that you don't have to bend that front knee. You see how much you bent that one?
I know how to not bend.
Well, you do know. It's really a matter of creating maybe that side body, that plank, side body plank. So again, it's a matter of adjusting. I'm here, I bring it in. Now look, I'm going to lift. I'm sending my weight. I'm transitioning. Woo! Up. I bend. I slide. I come up. I transition through that side plank. I come in. I bend. I slide. I transition again through that side plank. Place it down. I bend. I sink the hip. I slide. I transition through the side plank. Okay? Play with that. I am sweating so much like I wet the floor. Whew. Yeah, yes, sink. Perfect. Now, what's happening with that hand? You see that hand? Look how far away it is. The right one. The right hand. Yeah, you're like, woo! How are you going to manage to, move if your hand is just so far away? Lift the hip. Transition now. Yes, transition. Yes, work. Perfect. Start sliding it through. Place the hands down. Slide it through. Bend the right knee now. Bend the right knee. Aha! Marta, perfect. Transition. Transition. Yes, perfect. Yes, my girl, you see how much strength we need in that? Place the hand down, slide it through. Adjust that back leg. Ah, you see how much refined it's getting? How much more refined that back leg is getting? Again, slide it through. Yes, perfect. Place the hand down, adjust the back leg. You can hop, you can bend, bring it forward. The back leg. Yes, now slide it through. Bend the right knee. Aha, perfect. You see the difference? Do you notice the difference? Just give it a play. Just 3 more times. Play with it 3 more times. And I know it knots up in the head. It's really normal. It took me like a week to get this. Yes, well done. One more. That was really good. You're sweating?
Confusing.
It is. It is very confusing. I'm telling you, it took me a week to get this. I couldn't get it.
It looks so simple.
It looks so freaking simple.
It's so complex.
It's not so complex, really. It's really easy. It's just that you haven't practiced it. There you go. Well, that was perfect. That was a perfect one. But you see that left hand now? Yeah, just adjust, because now it's going to be much easier for you to transition. Ooh, place the hand down. Place the hand down. Slide the leg through. There you go. Much better. Okay, so now you got the idea of the movement. This is what I'm teaching you here is actually the course that I teach. Okay, this is like the workshop. So it's really cool that you break down these movements and you learn them. Okay. Second one we're going to do now is the external rotation with the hip. So when I say internal and external, do you understand where that rotation is coming from?
Well, for me, internal is like this,
Mm-hmm.
and external is like this.
Perfect. So do you see where it's coming from? Do you see where the movement is coming from? The internal rotation?
I mean, in the hip.
In the movement. In the movement that we just did. Do you
Oh,
notice
yeah.
when I say internal rotation with your hip, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand where this movement is coming from?
Yeah, when we are doing like the transition in the plank, for example, it is the internal.
Yes.
And,
That's an
and then-
internal.
and then this is internal too.
No. Now we're going to internally rotate the left foot through. We're working hips at a time. Okay? So just so you get it here. I'm starting with my right leg. My right leg is going to internally rotate. Right? Now I'm going to internally rotate my left hip. So my left hip is going to slide through and my base is going to be my right leg. So I'm going to internally rotate my left. Same thing. Now I'm going to internally rotate my right. Internally rotate my left. Internally rotate my right. You got that? Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to understand and break down the external rotation of the hip. Okay? So if I were to externally rotate my hip here, instead of bringing it in, I would open it. Look, external rotation, and I step it back. Now, if I were to externally rotate here, what would I need to do?
You would have to come up.
So, we were just doing an internal rotation, right? If I were to internally rotate my right hip, right, would come in, right? That would be an internal rotation. But what if I am to do an external rotation?
Wouldn't you come up?
My base is going to be my right leg, and my extended leg will externally rotate. It's going to come in, and I'm going to externally rotate. External. Same thing here. If I were to externally rotate my hip, my right hip would come in, and I would externally rotate the hip. Same thing. Left hip comes in, externally rotate. Externally rotate. Externally rotate. Okay, because I need to open the hip. Right? If I were to internally rotate, this left hip would go in, in, in. Now externally, externally rotate. Okay, you see the difference?
Yes.
Okay, so then let's just play with that.